across a land alive with history.
We work in sort of digital tech art, whatever you want to call it. Most of our stuff involves light and involves sound, and our aim generally is to create immersive spaces, and we do that by putting a sort of an additional layer of experience into a space. So it's a dialogue with the space. So every time we put on a piece, even if it's the same piece in a different place, it has it has its own unique experience, and it becomes a dialogue with that place. For this piece, for example, I had an idea of what I was going to do, and I'd seen the images of the Chapel of Industry, and I thought, okay, so we're going to build this thing in the middle with some truss, and we're going to hang these things, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be loud, and so on. And I came to the space and suddenly realised that actually it's not going to work at all. Just totally wrong. You know, putting truss in this chapel would just look like garbage, and so we just went back to the drawing board. But because it's such a specific place and these 43 alcoves, and I just sort of took that as the impetus, and I've been working on a couple of other projects, and so we just sort of drew several threads together to create the pieces up there at the moment. And that's generally the process. I mean, we don't always go off on the wrong the wrong tangent to begin with, because usually we try and do a site visit earlier, but this project was a bit more sort of haphazard in its development. There's a fair bit of pragmatism as well. You know, it's sometimes you can't do exactly what you want to do, and you have to adapt, and you have to make changes for a range of reasons that are often out of your control. So that's fine. But on the other hand, I think our work has generally got... So when I describe the Squid Soup projects, we generally have about 3 what we call sets of paint, which are the technologies, but they're technologies that we've developed. You know, in the olden days, people had to invent their own paints, and they had to mix them, and you'd get the special chemicals from wherever. And so we've kind of done that over years with these projects, and we've got 2 main strands and a few other bits and bobs on the sides, but the project that's here is based on a system that we've developed called Audio Wave, which consists of these 10 centimetre spheres, which are, they contain a processor, a Wi-Fi connection, and also LEDs and a speaker. And so the idea really was to be able to create these massively spatialized multi-speaker systems, environments. We developed this system at a fairly meta level so that we can then make the paintings with this paint fairly adaptable and flexible, so we can go into a space and then create an experience that fits the space using our system. We've also currently got a piece outside in the ruins. But that's a piece that's actually toured. So it's the same piece that we put in various different locations, usually chapels, churches, cathedrals. But that's a specific piece, and it explores, basically it's just trying to represent refugees in a better way than they often are. So that's quite a more political piece, but it still uses the technologies that we've used for quite a while now. So a lot of our pieces are quite similar, and yet they're all different and so on. And the thing they all have in common generally is that they're very abstract, and they're not prescriptive in what they make you feel. But we do, I mean, I make them, you know, when I'm doing my bit of it and doing the content or the lighting design or whatever, I'm generally trying to find something that I respond to, because I know me. I don't know anybody else into that well enough to know what's gonna trigger them. But you go on the basis that, well, if I like it, hopefully other people will too.